Okay, hey everyone. So I just wanted to do a quick tutorial here. So this is the situation you might be in. So let's say you just bought a used PS3 and it has a hard drive, has someone else's data on it. You can see we'll turn this one on. Turn on the TV. Yeah, so let's just say you got, a new a used PS3 and you just want to completely reformat the hard drive. Just have a new nice fresh start. So anyway, you can see it is working right now. So yeah, someone else's data is on here, and then so what you want to do is realistically the easiest way is just to go in and have the PS3 format the hard drive for you. Realistically, it is pretty straightforward to do that. I'm not going to do that on this video though, just because I'm going to show a different way. But the only thing is that way can potentially take quite a long time, probably depending on how big your hard drive is as well. But like, I have a really smart friend named Leon, and he said he was reformatting a PS3 hard drive on the PS3 FAT, and it took I think he said 36 hours. Again, I don't know, you're it may be different for you, and he was doing a pretty big hard drive as well. But anyway, that's just a really long time to wait, I guess, for this to be reformatted. So anyway, this might be a faster way. Just keep in mind that if you do this, you're going to have to reinstall the system software. So that's my disclaimer. Follow this tutorial if you're willing to then reinstall the system software, and stay tuned for my next video where I show how to do that. Because that is not a straightforward process, I found out. It took me days to figure it out. But anyway, I'm going to show you a really neat trick to do it. So if you do want to do it this way, then you don't want to wait 36 hours or whatever, or however long it takes your PS3 to reformat the hard drive. Just do this. So what you're gonna need is you're gonna need a computer that has that you can, like a laptop, so where you can plug a laptop hard drive into it, because the PS3 uses the same type of hard drive as a laptop. And then you're also going to need a USB stick with Linux on it. Anyway, so let's I guess let me show you exactly what you do if you're going to start this from the beginning. So there's a little flap here, and this is the PS3 Slim. Yeah, you just kind of pull that out. Again, this tutorial will also work for any PS3 version. I just happen to have a Slim one right now. So, anyway, you want to take this out, and then there's a little Phillips head screwdriver in here. And I already took it out. You can see here. But anyway, so once you take that out, just put it in a safe spot so it doesn't get lost. And then this thing just slides out like this. And there's your hard drive. Oh yeah, I should probably turn this off first. So hold on, let me turn off the PS3. Okay, yeah, there we go. Yeah, so make sure your system is actually turned off before you take out the hard drive. Just in case it damages it. No, we're going to reformat it anyway, but just to be safe, just make sure your system's turned off. So anyway, now it's safe to remove this, the hard drive here. Oh, come on, focus. There we go. Alright, so just kind of pull this out just like that. Yeah, and as you can see here, this is a mechanical hard drive. And then you see these 4 screws here, so you have to take those screws out to get it out of this metal enclosing. Because this won't fit into the laptop just like this. Actually, let me show you a trick with taking these screws out real quick. Hold on. Okay, so when you take this out, this is probably kind of common sense, but you just want to make sure your screwdriver is straight like this, not like this, or whatever. And then you want to push down firmly, just because I've noticed that these screws are pretty easy to strip out. And on the PS3 FAT, the screws are actually on the sides here. But anyway, there's still 4 screws on that one too. So I'm going to take out these 4 screws here. Okay, so there's the 4 screws I've taken out, and again, put them in a safe spot so they don't get lost. And then this will literally just lift out. There's nothing holding it in at this point. So there's the PS3 hard drive. Oh, and again, If you do have an SSD, or let's say that you bought a new SSD, this process will also work on that. So yeah, just keep that in mind. SSD or regular hard drive, either ways, this you can reformat it and yeah, it'll work the exact same. But yeah, anyway, so now let me grab my computer. Okay, so here is my laptop. It's a older laptop, I guess, by today's standards. It's like 11 years old. Yeah, I originally had a Windows 7 on it, ran fast, and then I upgraded to Windows 10, and it turned into a snail. So I ended up installing Linux on it, and now it runs great. Just 4 gigs of RAM, and yep, no problem. But anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to take out the hard drive out of this laptop, and then we're going to plug in this PS3 hard drive. So yeah, hold on one second, let me flip this around. Okay, so here's the back of the laptop. So first off, we're going to want to disconnect the power cable, and then also the battery. So yeah, your laptop might be different, but yeah, just whatever you need to do to disconnect the battery. It's probably not 100% necessary, but just to be safe, just have all the power disconnected, because we are going to be touching stuff in here. And then yeah, this laptop is really easy to access, the hard drive and the RAM and everything. You just take out these 2 screws. But yeah, your laptop may be different, but anyway, I'm gonna take these out real quick. Okay, took out those 2 screws, and now this little plastic just pulls off there, just like that, really easy. You got your RAM over here. This laptop again only has 4 gigs, but it works great with Linux. And then yeah, here's the hard drive. So yeah, and then this laptop just has 4 screws again to take out, so I'm going to take those out real quick. Okay, so yeah, so here's our hard drive. Took out those 4 screws, and then I'm just going to pull on this thing just to pull out the hard drive. And then as you can see, that looks pretty similar to our PS3 hard drive, doesn't it? Yeah, same connectors and everything. And yeah, it's because it's the same type of hard drive. It's just that this one is a little bit bigger. That was in the laptop. Well, quite a bit bigger. But anyway, so now we're going to take the PS3 hard drive, and technically you can see that this laptop hard drive has a metal encasing on it, just like the PS3 did. Well, I mean, except it's a different case, but yeah, so technically if I was going to actually use this in this laptop for a long time, I would want to put it in that case, because otherwise it could potentially fall out, like, you know, if I throw it in my backpack or whatever. But since it's just a quick thing, yeah, I'm just gonna plug it in here, because yeah, it doesn't really need to be in the case for what we're doing. So anyway, just plugs right in there, just like that. You can see it's connected. So now I'm gonna put this thing back on. Oops. And yeah, I'm actually not even gonna put in these screws either, because again, this is just a really quick thing. Yeah, let's now turn around the laptop, and I'll show you what we're going to do next. Okay, so yeah, and I'm going to leave the battery out of the laptop too. I'm going to plug this back in. Just going off the wall power will be fine. Okay. Alright, so now, okay, so now this part is kind of important. So right now, the way we have it, let's see, the laptop right now has the PS3 operating system hard drive in it, and obviously this isn't a PS3, so it's not going to be able to work. In fact, I'll show you what happens when we try to read the PS3 hard drive. Yeah, so see, it says reboot and select proper boot device or insert boot media. So yeah, it's just because it's not reading the PS3 operating system. So yeah, on this old hard drive I had Linux on here, so that's why I was able to run. So what are we going to do? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to just boot up into Linux off of a USB stick. I'm not going to go into how to write the Linux distribution onto a USB stick. If you're interested on that, let me know, and I can maybe make another video on that, but there's already a lot of videos on that, so whoops, I don't really think that's a unique thing that I can do. There's also really good tutorials online for that. But yeah, so we're just going to boot into this USB stick, so hold on one second. Okay, so anyway, so I'm going to turn off this laptop here, and actually I decided to go with the green USB stick. just because I'm going to be doing Linux Mint. So yeah, green for Mint. Yeah, specifically I'm going to be doing Linux Mint XFCE. That's the distribution. Let's see, this is kind of, hold on, let me plug this in real quick. Okay, there we go. Oh, and by the way, when you do this, see if your laptop has, because like since this is an older laptop, like these two USB ports are 2.0 ports, whereas I've noticed over here this one appears to be a 1.0 because it is quite a bit slower. So yeah, if you know which ones are 2.0 or 3.0 even, just make sure you use those just because it'll run a little bit faster, but it'll still work on 1.0. Anyway, so now when we turn on the laptop, okay, now you're going to want to push escape or F2 probably, one of those two. That's usually what most computers use. But yeah, well, again, this isn't about Linux, but yeah, you'll have to set up this as well. But yeah, let me know if you don't know how to set this up so it goes into like UEFI and all that stuff to load from Linux from this thing. I'm assuming that you already know how to do this because this isn't about Linux, like I said. It's about the PS3 and formatting the hard drive on Linux. So yeah, not about setting up Linux. But anyway, so I'm going to pick this generic USB or flash drive, and then that will bring me into this Start Linux Mint screen. Yeah, you can see right now it's reading the drive here. So yeah, it's just loading the operating system right now. There's the Mint sign, which you can't see because my ISO is really high. There we go, now you can see it better. Yeah, I'm just going to pause this while it loads. Alright, there we go. Now we're in our desktop environment. So yeah, so this is now running completely off of this little USB drive. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, so now I'm going to show you, I guess I'll show you two ways to do this. So the first way is pretty simple. You're just going to want to open up this menu here. Yeah, assuming you're on the same distribution as Linux, this should be very similar, if not exactly the same. But anyway, so I'm just going to type in disk, and I actually think that this disk application is on other distributions as well. But anyway, or either that or there's probably something similar to it. But yeah, I'm just going to open up this disk application here, and then you can see here we have our 160 gigabyte hard disk. That's the PS3 hard drive. Yeah, so anyway, so what we're going to do is right now it's, yeah, it says it's unknown because it's the PS3 stuff. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on these little gears, and then I'll do Format Partition. And then I actually don't know if it really matters. I don't know if you can see this or not. Let me turn this down maybe just a tiny bit more. There we go. But yeah, I don't think it really matters which type you do because I think the system software on the PS3 would actually reformat it again anyway. Yeah, this is just like, yeah, if you want to use Linux. But anyway, I'm just going to use FAT just to be safe because that's what the PS3, that's the only thing it recognizes anyway. And then this thing, so you can erase it. So again, if this is a used hard drive and you're paranoid about making sure that whoever's hard drive this was before, their data is completely erased off of it, then yeah, you want to turn on this erase function. Yeah, it will take longer. It can take quite a bit longer actually. I don't think it will take as long as the PS3 did, like my friend. Like I did this on a 500 gigabyte SSD, and in fact the same one that my friend had done on the PS3 FAT, and it only took an hour to completely erase it. Whereas when he did it on the PS3, I think he said it took something crazy like 36 hours. So anyway, this is probably a faster way to do it, but just for time's sake, I'm actually not going to do this, just because I don't want to wait around an hour or however long it takes to do 120 gigabytes on this hard drive. But yeah, I'm just going to click on next here. Don't need to put in a name, that's not necessary. And then yeah, it says warning all. So yeah, so this is the warning it gives you, and also this is the warning I give you at this point. Don't do this unless you're willing to reinstall the system software and watch the next video to see how to do that, because this will make it so your hard drive will not work on your PS3 anymore. So anyway, I'm going to do it. So format, see it's working. It actually is really quick because I didn't actually do the erase. And yeah, actually I think it's all done. Yep, yeah, I think it looks like it's all done. Yeah, and then you can see it is FAT32. And then when I hit this little play button, that will actually mount it. Not that I really need to mount it, but yeah. Anyway, oh, it's 160 gigabytes. But anyway, yeah, so that erase function, just to explain that a bit more if you're curious. So what it does is it will go through the entire hard drive and it will write all zeros or all ones to it, basically just to overwrite any saved data that was on there. Whereas when you don't click that erase function, what it does is it basically just says, okay, we're just going to forget about the data, but we're not actually going to write over it. So technically the data is still on the hard drive, and there's actually ways to still recover that data. It's just, yeah, it's another process that I'm not going to go into. But anyway, that's kind of the difference between erase and not erase. So yeah, so anyway, so that's how you do it with this. Now if you're curious, I'm also going to show you how to do it in the terminal here. Yeah, just in case you know, you're on a different distribution and you don't have a disk, whatever you call it, disk application, which you probably do, like if you're using Ubuntu or any of the other Linux Mint distributions, you probably do have this, but I'm just going to show you how to do it on the terminal just in case. Okay, and then actually, by the way, I don't really remember all these commands by heart, so I usually just look it up. So as you can see, I'm just kind of following this guide here. So yeah, if you just search for like how to reformat a hard drive on Linux, you can find a guide like this too. But anyway, yeah, it's kind of my cheat. But anyway, so yeah, so here's our formatted hard drive. So I'm just going to create a new folder in here just to do a test, just to show that we are actually reformatting it. So I'm just going to call it test. Okay. So yeah, so once we're done reformatting everything, then this test folder should not be here anymore. So yeah, I'm going to have this open just as a guide, but I think I remember the commands for the most part. But anyway, so first we're going to want to figure out where our hard drive is located at. So I'm going to do sudo and then fdisk. This is kind of weird doing this with one hand, but it's okay. And then I'm going to do -L, and that's going to list all of our devices attached to this computer. So here we've got our 1.73 gigabyte drive. I think this is the Linux drive that we're going off of. And then here's our SDA 149 gigabytes. So again, it's actually 160, but yeah, this is the one. It doesn't always come out to be the exact same number as what is advertised on the drive. And then here's the rest of our USB stick on here, since we have more partitions that are available to us. Anyway, that's a different story, but what we're focused on here is this SDA. So yeah, so now we know that it's located at /dev/SDA. Okay, so now we're going to type in this, oh sorry, I hope you can see this okay. Okay, so now we're going to type in sudo again, fdisk, and then now we're going to do this, the SDA that we found. So we're going to start from the root of our file system here, and then we're going to go to dev and then SDA. Whoops. SDA. Okay, now make sure that you type this in right, because you don't want to delete the wrong hard drive. The terminal is powerful, but it also can be kind of dangerous, especially when you start using the sudo command. Okay. Alright, so now as you can see, now we're running our program fdisk. So I'm going to type M so you can see all the different commands in here. So yeah, so what we're going to actually do, I don't think this delete partition will work. I don't think it will work right now because I think we have to list it. But anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to add a new partition here, so with N. So I'm going to type N here. Okay, and then I'm going to do I hope you can see this okay. All right, then I'm just going to do primary because yeah, we just want to have it the very basic, most basic we can. And then this is if you're going to do multiple partitions, or since I guess technically I already have a partition on there, if I wanted to create an additional one, I'm just going to do the default, which just push enter, because then it will just do one, or you can type in one if you want to. Whoops. I don't have, there we go, there's one. But yeah, you can just push enter and it'll just do the default. And then again, this is how big you want the partition to be. Again, I'm just going to do the default because I want it to be the whole disk. Or sorry, so this is where it, sorry, that was where it begins, and then this is where it ends. And I want to start at the beginning and end at the end. So yeah. All right, so there we go. And then as you can see, it did do type Linux, so we're gonna have to go and change that. But yeah, that should be good now. Let me just do this one more time to make sure. Oh yeah, I guess we could do this to create a new empty DOS partition table. Don't know if this is necessary, but okay. And then now we're gonna want to type, because right now it hasn't written anything to the hard drive, so now when we do W for write, then that will actually go in, and yeah, as you can see, it's now written to the hard drive. Again, it didn't really do much, it just changed the partition. See, as you can see, our test folder is still here. So actually, to tell you the truth, I don't know how necessary all these steps are, but yeah, because anyway, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do sudo again, and then let's see here. I think this one was fs system, or I always forget some of these commands. Let's see here. Oh yeah, mkfs. Yeah, make file system. So yeah, so we're going to do mkfs. And then dot, and then this is where you type, this is where you decide what kind of file system you want to do. So the PS3 uses FAT32, so I'm just going to type in FAT. And then, all right, actually, okay, I'm just going to do it like this because I'm going to show you the error message that prints out. And then we're going to do our to dev, and then, what was it, SDA? All right, there we go. And then, yeah, so I'm going to attempt to, so this will make a file system on this, which is reformatting. So yeah, I'm going to do this, click enter, and, oh, right, it's mounted. That's right, that actually wasn't the error I was expecting. But yeah, we want to unmount it first, so the command to unmount is just umount, and then go to this dev, and then SDA. Yeah. Okay, so now it's unmounted. Now if we push the up arrow, we should be able to go back to this original command here. Push enter. All right, so now here's the error message that I wanted to show you. So device partition expected, not making file system on entire device. So again, it wanted us to do a specific partition to just make the file, just to format a partition, but we wanted to actually do the whole device. We're not making separate partitions on here. So yeah, so I'm going to add this, so you can see the -I flag to override this. Okay, all right, so now when I do it, it will run. Yeah, so now it should be completely what do you call it? Anyway, this test thing should be gone. And actually, as you can see, it's grayed out here, so it's not mounted right now. And so there's multiple ways you can mount this. You can either just click on it, or if you want to be cool and do it from the terminal, you can just type in mount, and then just the, whoops, dev. I do this, I work on Linux at work as well, so I'm kind of used to this stuff. Okay. Okay. Oh, there I go. Okay, that, I thought that would have worked, but okay, that's okay. Let's do it the easy way through the GUI. You can also mount it from that, from the actual, yeah, so I'll show you the other way. So you can either do it this way, Or you can also just go into this disk app again, and then you can click on this arrow. That'll mount it. So now you can see it's mounted, and our test folder is gone because we've reformatted the drive. So anyway, yeah, it's a little more complicated to format with the terminal, but it's definitely possible. So anyway, now that we've done all this stuff and the hard drive is formatted, we're now going to shut down Linux. And oh yeah, and I think I mentioned this before, but as you can see here, this is completely running off of this USB stick. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Anyway, I'm just going to shut down, and then we're going to take out the hard drive, put it back in the PS3. Okay, so again, remember to unplug this power cable, just in case. And then yeah, it's just a really simple extraction here. In fact, I can probably just do it with my fingers. Again, if I had actually put on that metal case, there would be the thing to pull down, but it's okay. Just a nice, easy extraction there. All right, and then yeah, it just goes in this way. So you want to put in this side first into this PS3 hard drive holder. Okay, there you go. And then we're gonna put in these 4 screws again. So here's a cool trick. Okay, there you go. Screws are in. All right. Okay, so, oh, and by the way, as I was putting in these screws, I think I know why, I think I know why that the mount command didn't work on there. It's because the hard drive was mounted in the dev/SDA directory, but then when I unmounted it, then it obviously wasn't mounted there anymore. So then when I tried to mount it again, anyway, I just need to put in more commands. I need to say where it was and then say where I wanted to mount it, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, it doesn't really matter because we're already past that. Okay, so anyway, so now I'm going to plug this into the PS3. We're almost done here with this video. And so yeah, so you may think, oh great, we're all ready to go. We've got this all done, but I'm like 99% sure this isn't going to work. So yeah, so let's see. I guess actually, yeah, this goes in first. So yeah, I put on this little thing here. It's kind of tricky to do one-handed. There we go. And then I'm gonna put in this screw here. So here we go. Okay, there we go. Screwed in the screw there. And then don't forget to put this little flap back on. Okay. All right. So now turn on the CRT here. Okay. Stay. All right. So now you may be thinking, oh great, yeah, we got a new hard drive in here and ready to turn this on and have a great time playing the PS3. Now watch what happens when I turn this on. And this kind of, yeah, I'm gonna fix this problem in the next video here, but yeah, just give it a second. Yeah, so it's thinking, it's trying to find something on this hard drive, and then as you can see, we're now in this menu. And so yeah, I'm gonna connect this controller here with USB. There we go. I'm pretty sure this is micro USB. Or no, not micro. Or is it micro? I can't remember anyway. Yeah, I think it is micro, and then mini is a different one. Anyway. Alright, so now I'm going to push this PS button, and then as you can see here, it needs a software version. It doesn't have a software version on here. So yeah, so this is what happens when you reformat a hard drive with a computer with Linux. And yeah, so now stay tuned for the next video to find out how to fix this problem. And thanks for watching. Bye.